it is one of the largest and sweetest exports of the state of New York, and the State Fair today celebrating all things maple. Unless you got your own sugar shack, you're not going to be able to be out there in early spring and summer tapping the trees and experiencing it in person, but you can get pretty darn close to that experience thanks to a brand new feature here at the State Fair.
Right, we want to introduce our guests. We're so happy to be joined by Helen Thomas. She's the Executive Director of the New York Maple Association Producers, and Zach Mondello. And you're going to tell us all about maple production in New York State, which I think a lot of people will be surprised at how high we rank when it comes to maple production.
Right. We're number 2 in the U.S., closing on number 1, which is Vermont.
Right.
So,
and what makes it so perfect for New York State, as you were explaining to me, is we have a bigger area where we can produce maple, so we have more opportunities. Good forestry, good climate.
great climate, a lot of small family farms, which ends up making a very gourmet crop because everybody puts so much love into their production.
Well, Helen, tell us about this Maple Experience trailer near the main gate. What do we see when we go there?
Well, we're delighted the association has been able, with some state funding, we appreciate that from the Education Department and the legislature, to put together a traveling exhibit on how maple is made. It's certified by Ag in the Classroom. It will be traveling to schools all over the state where the kids don't have trees in their backyard and can learn about making maple syrup, which is one of the important crops.
Let's talk to Zach. How did you get into this, and what have you learned?
Well, I actually wasn't in maple family, but you know, I had somebody that knew Helen through other jobs. This is my 3rd year now. I started last year and getting a little bit more into the system. I've been making the popcorn for him, making the cotton. I'm all over the place helping out, you know, whatever the ins and outs that Helen can't get to because she's the bigger picture. Some basically, you know, Helen's second hand there.
Did Zach say popcorn? This is maple popcorn.
I have to tell you, I did try it, and I'm a huge fan of the caramel corn, but I got to tell you, I like this better.
Oh, yeah, a lot of people
really
ask
good.
about it. They're like, is this caramel corn? We're like, no, it's twice as good, you know?
It is twice
Hey, guys,
as good.
tell us about some of the other products, too, that are made with maple here.
You want to do it, Zach? Go
Yeah,
ahead.
so we got a lot of different things. So over here we got some maple creams. Those are pretty good. You know, those are something, you know, you see it, you're like, what is it? You know, you don't need it, but once you taste it, you fall in love with it, and you're like, I want to use this on everything. You can put it on crackers. You can put it on, like, toast. It's like I said, it's literally something you see. You don't need it, but you'll want it.
Right.
Because it's so good. The mustard, that's phenomenal. You put that on a nice sausage, a nice hot dog.
How does
even
it change
burgers.
the flavor?
So it's like everything else. It's all maple infused. You know, it's got that nice sweet taste to it. Well, it's also got the sweet, we got the hot too.
But this is sweet.
Oh, that's
candy?
you can't go wrong with that.
Yeah.
That is the popcorn's close first, but that right there, that's the best.
No, the ice cream's first.
Oh wait, you know what? Yeah, she's right about that. You can't go wrong with our ice cream.
Wait a minute, this is coffee.
Yeah,
Oh my goodness.
Well, not just any coffee, it's maple coffee.
We can get it at home for you to ground it up just how you see it there. We sell it here as like a frappuccino type of mix with the maple. Ooh. It's called a maple chino. That by far is one of my favorite drinks.
Now.
Yeah, that's good. It's nice
we all
and
know
sweet.
about maple syrup. That's the easy part. But what about maple barbecue sauce?
Oh, no, that's even better. I was talking to you about the mustard. You put it on those burgers and stuff. Let me tell you, that barbecue sauce, that's something else.
Sold, Zach.
We'll be all mapled out.
You got me sold.
Well, I'll tell you what, you're going to get a lot of traffic through that trailer if you haven't already. I mean, a lot of people are going to turn out and want to watch how this is done.
And what's great, too, is pure and natural.
And
which is
locally
so
made.
important.
Yeah.
Locally made.
Nothing better.
So,
than
Helen, on the morning news, we had this question. How many gallons of sap does it take to make 1 gallon of maple syrup?
At least 40 gallons of sap.
40 gallons of sap.
Sometimes as much as 60 gallons of sap.
Man, hey, we can't leave without talking about the Leafs. Thank you, Leafs. Maple Leafs are behind us here. Hey.
And
Our mascots.
Yeah, the maple mascots. That's what we'll say.
It's fantastic. This was Maple Day all day at the fair.
Right.
And we appreciate it, Helen and Zach, for you joining us to talk about it.
Time for us to leave.
Yeah, we got to leave, seriously.
Back,
we'll be back.
Live from the fair.